Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today, it's open discussion. It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. It's a blessed day, and it's coming to the weekend. I hope it's gonna be a fun weekend. I hope everybody out there safe. It's COVID time, and people are depressed, and people have high anxiety. But we're trying to make it a better day because we're blessed because we wake up in the morning and we're still alive. So that's a big joy and that's a big blessing. So, Mr. William, I will always appreciate you in my podcast. This is the AC podcast, and Mr. William is one of my favorite speakers, and people love him out there. So, Mr. William, today we're gonna have an open discussion, general discussion. It's Friday.
Sounds good.
Let's roll the ball.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Had
So,
way too much coffee.
I know. So today we're gonna be we're gonna do COVID. Let's start with COVID. Since
Okay.
since COVID happened, what's your status? How you feel about this whole COVID thing?
It's been interesting. I've known some people that caught COVID and are completely fine. I've known some people that caught COVID and they have side effects from it, and I also know a couple that unfortunately passed away from it.
That's a sad thing.
Yeah. So it's been just past a year, like a year and a few months, where we've really felt the effects of COVID here.
Yeah.
And so it's been a very interesting and different experience from
Wow.
what we're used to, right?
Yeah, that's true. And there's a lot of things change, and it's a different format of generation coming up, and they're going through all this COVID thing that's happening right now, and there's now they're seeing the world in a different vision, a different like what kind of world are we living on,
Yeah.
and now um, there's some other virus coming up. They talking about. You have any clue about it?
So it's the Delta variant of the virus. So it originated in India. There was some concern about it a couple of months ago, about it getting worse, and then eventually it did spread to North America. Um, it is it is a worrisome type variant because they're saying that even after your first shot, the first shot's not really effective. So your first shot of vaccine isn't really effective against the Delta variant, but they're saying the second shot is. So it's a big, well, it's really important to make sure that you get your full dosage of shots.
So that's what you're saying is like the most important thing. Everybody should have the second shot
Yes. Now,
for you to be more safer.
yeah, for you to be more safe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, what's your idea? They're talking about like the traveling thing. If you have your second shot, you can travel and come back. You don't have to be in quarantine and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, so that is correct, unless if you are a student or teacher or staff of Alberta Education.
So-
Then, if you are, then you have to follow
The 14 days quarantine
Yeah.
and everything. So why
As
is
of-
that? Why is that?
It's
What's
just
the difference?
extra. It's extra safety.
Extra
That's basically it. It's extra safety. If you think about it, if someone was to bring like a variant,
You see,
strain
what
in-
my issue in that is like, what about the people that works in the public sector? Like people that work in the bank, people going in and out every day is just like school. People that works in the supermarket or stuff, people going in, they interact with people every day and that. So what's the difference going to a public place like that and with schools and
It's all has to do with industry standards. So the industry can decide how they're gonna police the quarantine
Okay.
and about what quarantine structure should be.
yeah. So well, this is how I see things, and with this COVID, there's a lot of mixed messages out there, and I think the best thing is people should continue being safe and take the proper precaution, wash your hands, sanitize, and all that kind of things, and you put masks on your mouth when you go outside in a public place and stuff like that.
Yep.
You just go with that. I think you'll be fine. Everybody will be fine. But I don't know. There's
It's-
a lot of other questionable stuff
Yeah.
about this thing.
Like there is, like the main concern is that Delta variant. They're saying that a virologist from the University of Alberta, I just listened to an interview with her on CBC, and they said that they're expecting that because of the Delta variant, if everything doesn't, like if it goes how it's modeled around like the end of July, they could be seeing like 500 cases a day again.
Oh, wow.
Or like there might be a fourth wave when it comes to November, because of the Delta variant. So that's like the really interesting portion of it is that because of these different variants that are coming in, or that have developed, that the vaccines might not be as effective, right?
Right.
But it's still important because the vaccines prevent severe outcomes, so basically death or
Yeah.
hospitalization.
So what's the difference with this virus you're talking about? And now from China, we're going to India. There's another thing coming up from India. Like, what is that? What is it all
So
about?
it's all part of the virus, but it's how it mutates.
Oh.
So the different variants is basically different mutations of the virus. So when we have these viruses and then they mix with large population, then it has potential for a new variant to emerge, a new like mutation that allows the virus to be more successful. It's kind of like how we always talk about like evolution,
Yeah.
how things evolve in order to be more successful at living. It's the same thing when it comes to viruses. So the mutation is basically like an evolution of the virus. So the mutation of the virus allows it to basically thrive more and become more effective. So we saw the first variant, the really first variant of concern came from the UK. And that's the one that was a lot more infectious.
Right.
But now this new one, the Delta variant, is even more infectious than the UK variant.
Wow.
And it proves more effective towards people that have the first
So
shot.
where did people stand? Like, it's just too much.
Yeah.
Fourth wave coming. How many things? This thing have 100 waves? Like, what the hell? What's going on? Like,
Well,
this is too much.
If you look at the Spanish flu, although it was really devastating for the first like year and a bit, it still was around for like 3 years.
Yeah.
The pandemic was still around for 3 years or more, and it was just there's multiple waves. But eventually, the hope is that we get control on it.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully, see, this is all the message out there. It's very knowledgeable. Sometimes, we talk stuff. People that listen to our podcast knows that it's more educational stuff. And for doctors and nurses, you guys are the front runners thing, You guys are running thing over there. You guys are put your life on the rigs and doing this job. We really feel strong, feel sad. You guys have to go through this stuff, but God will bless you guys for this stuff, these things you do in the hospital. I used to work in the hospital for 10 years, and I know what's in stake there, what nurses and doctors and healthcare aides and the porter or the cleaner there go through. You know what I mean? And dealing with human beings is one of the toughest things in the world. Like we humans, we have to deal with. And all this thing on top of that, people are depressed, people are having anxiety. People just confused. They don't know what the hell is going on anymore.
Yeah.
Because this thing is just keep going and going. What is happening? When this gonna stop?
Well, here's the thing: is that like even at my, even in nursing homes, I know someone that works in a nursing home.
Right.
When the first wave hit, it devastated. Like it was, people were dying all over the nursing home. People that you thought were really sick and was going to die survived, and people that didn't look like they were going to die died. And that was the thing, is that it spread throughout there. But even after everyone was vaccinated, they still had a small, but it was still an outbreak, and it still had a spread to different staff members and residents of that nursing home that were vaccinated.
The most disturbing thing that I'm thinking about this COVID-19 stuff going on. It is the suppression thing about it, because people are losing jobs, being laid off. Small businesses are going off, even though there's loopholes where other people make money out of this stuff that's going on. Some people are getting more richer out of this stuff, But is it, when it started, they have this $2,000 they give to people. Is that continued? Do you have any clue?
So that is something that is $2,000, which was the CERB money, is no longer going on. It's just a part of EI. So as part of EI, if you're out of unemployment or anything like that, they basically made it a little bit easier to qualify for EI. But that's just something that is Like, it's basically a service that was there before. They're just making it a little bit easier for you guys to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's people need to know this message out there. They need to know that this is going on. This is what happening. You know what I mean? Because people are confused.
Yeah.
Like what's the future hold? If
Exactly.
we know the ending, then we can
Yeah.
the way we know the beginning.
And that's
know?
like, I think that's what, before previously I mentioned
Yeah.
that Alberta education for like the staff and the students that said
Right.
that they still want that quarantine period.
Yeah.
I think that is what they're trying to do is they just want to make sure it's all